The New York Giants are making news. New York Giants, let me read from the article because I want to make sure I quote people accurately before I go the hell off. I want to make sure that I do that. Because reading from an article here on ESPN.com, New York Giants owner John Mara on Wednesday defended the team's decision to re-sign kicker Josh Brown, saying his club was, quote, comfortable, end quote, with the facts in the 2015 domestic violence allegations against the kicker. Quote, all I can tell you is that we're aware of all the allegations and I believe all the facts and circumstances, and we were comfortable with our decision to re-sign him, Mara said Tuesday. Mara's comments were his first on the allegations against Brown as he declined to answer questions from reporters over the weekend in Buffalo, where the Giants were playing a preseason game against the Bills. Giants general manager Jerry Reese also declined to answer questions on Brown. Mara said domestic violence is not, quote, a black or white issue, end quote. I'm going to repeat that. Mara said domestic violence is not a black or white issue. It's John Mara, owner for the New York Giants. That's what he said. He said, you very rarely have a Ray Rice video, he said. Mara noted that, quote, the charges were dropped within a couple of days after Brown's arrest in 2015 following an incident with his now ex-wife. Quote, nothing has happened in the meantime to make us question that decision, Mara said. The Giants owner said domestic violence is an issue that we take very seriously here. Everybody in this building, players and employees alike, go through a training program on issues like domestic violence and sexual abuse and DUI, he said. We have worked very closely for many, many years, long before this became a hot-button topic with an organization called My Sister's Place. And this is an issue that is very personal to a lot of us, end quote. Last week, the 37-year-old Josh Brown was suspended for one game for violating the league's conduct policy. The ban stems from a 2015 domestic violence case in May of that year. The Giants signed kicker Randy Bullock earlier this week in the wake of Brown's suspension. Bullock was told he was signed to compete with Brown. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and I want y'all to keep listening. I want y'all to keep listening to this because this is very important. Molly Brown, the Giants kicker's ex-wife, told police that he had been physically violent with her on more than 20 instances over the past several years. But the NFL said last Friday it arrived at a one-game suspension for him in part because the league was unable to gather information from Molly Brown and law enforcement officers during its investigation. Last week, Josh Brown said he informed the Giants of the 2015 charge on the day of the incident, and the team spokesman confirmed they knew of that incident. The NFL's domestic violence policy establishes a 6-game baseline for first offenses, but allows for aggravating circumstances that can make the suspension longer or mitigating circumstances that can make it shorter. The Giants re-signed Brown this offseason to a 2-year, $4 million deal. Mara said it would have been an easy decision not to re-sign Brown, but, quote, I'm trying to be fair to him as well. I think he's trying to do the right thing. He deserves an opportunity to show that he can do that, end quote. Where can I begin? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States of America. As far as I'm concerned, it's the land of second chances as well as it should be. People make mistakes all the time. People have their issues. I totally get it. Fair enough. But where it really resonates with me, where it really affects me, is that Josh Brown, it's on the record that he's had a multitude of instances with his wife of a physically violent nature. Several times, the police were called. You know this as an organization that is the New York Giants. You know this as a conglomerate that is the National Football League. And on top of it all, because of the new domestic violence policy that was implemented, where you had Lisa Friel and others, females, experts in these fields in terms of addressing these matters. Because you're Roger Goodell and you were clearly ill-equipped to handle it yourself, evidenced by the Ray Rice fiasco. You bring these folks in, and you have an opportunity to deal with these issues, and you suspend him one game? Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Roethlisberger was never arrested, never charged, never indicted. Ben Roethlisberger initially got 6 games, and it was reduced to 4. This woman, the ex-wife, is on the record saying he's hit her at least 20 times. I'm saying, if for no other reason than conduct detrimental, if not to the league, to the image of the league, which in essence is to the league, I mean, automatically it should be 2 games. 1 game. And since nobody else wants to go there, I will. If this man was black, would he get 1 game? In the aftermath of Ray Rice? Now, Ray Rice initially got 2 games from the commissioner, so the commissioner initially cut him a break too. So it's not like I'm trying to imply that black dudes don't get breaks. Black dudes are getting breaks because some black dudes deserve more harsher punishments than they've been receiving. We know this. But the point is, in the aftermath of Ray Rice, in the aftermath of Greg Hardy, in the aftermath of Ray McDonald and others, in the aftermath of Johnny Manziel, you get 1 game? 1? That's it? That's it? Nobody's got anything to say about the New York Giants? Nobody's got anything to say about John Mara? And don't give me Jerry Reese, the general manager. If the damn owner, his boss, has nothing to say, why should he say something? What's he supposed to do? It's not his fault. Don't point the finger at Jerry Reese. This is about John Mara. This is his organization. And you risk getting criticized nationwide because of a damn kicker. A kicker. This ain't Eli Manning we're talking about here, y'all. This ain't even rookie Eli Apple. And the only reason I bring him up is because he's a rookie. I know his parents and his family, they're wonderful. And he seems like a wonderful kid. I'm just bringing him name up because he's a rookie. I'm saying he's a rookie. So a rookie or a 2-time Super Bowl champion, but a rookie that happened to be your first, or your first round pick, number 10th overall. None of that. Or anybody in between. This is a kicker. A kicker. Really? Really? I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm at a loss for words. Kind of hard for me to decipher this one. To reach a conclusion on this one, I don't understand it. I'm at a complete, absolute loss. I don't get it. I don't understand how this could happen. He's saying there's mitigating circumstances and everything is in a Ray Rice video. I agree with that, but I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd hear an owner or anybody else in today's PC world that we're living in highlight that. But the bottom line is when the woman said 20 different times, nah, ain't no explanation for that. Walk away. As far as I'm concerned, you had 19 different occasions to walk away. A kicker. A kicker. Josh Brown. We want to be fair to him. We want to be fair to Josh Brown. A kicker. How much fairness do you deserve if you found yourself in an incident with your wife on 20 different occasions? 20. I just don't know. I just don't know. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. One of the other things I want to touch on was Carmelo Anthony, because Jim Boeheim, his former coach at Syracuse University, spoke about him. Rather than me telling y'all, play that sound for me, please. This is Carmelo Anthony. I'm sorry, this is Jim Boeheim talking about Carmelo Anthony and his possibility of winning a title with the New York Knicks. Play that for me. Yeah. Yep. Stop right there. We don't need to hear anymore. Jim Boeheim said he's never been on a championship contender, never even been on a team close enough, talent-wise, to win an NBA championship. I agree with that. If we're sitting here with the mindset that Carmelo Anthony should have led a team to the title, my question to you is, when are you taking your next drug test? Carmelo played on the Denver Nuggets. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe were together at the time. And the San Antonio Spurs were together at the time. There was no shot at the Denver Nuggets winning a championship, so we understand that. Then Carmelo Anthony came to the New York Knicks. LeBron was in Miami. After LeBron was in Miami with D. Wade and Bosh and those boys, then LeBron went back to Cleveland with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and the crew. When did Carmelo really have a chance? So if you're talking championship, I think that's unfair. Because as gifted and as skilled and the Hall of Famer that Carmelo is going to be, because when you have the basketball credentials that he has, a 3-time Olympic champion, Olympic gold medalist, a national champion. Remember, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not like football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This isn't the NBA Hall of Fame. This is Basketball Hall of Fame. Your body of work as a collegiate player to a professional player to an Olympian all comes into the equation. So with that being understood and said, the fact remains that when you look at Carmelo Anthony, he's a Hall of Famer. But the flip side to it all is simply this. If you are Carmelo Anthony, there's no shame in losing to LeBron. There's no shame in losing to Shaq and Kobe. There's no shame in losing to those younger versions of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and the crew in San Antonio. But you got to give me more than one trip to the conference finals in 13 years. You got to give me more than 2 trips past the first round in 13 years, especially when your boys, D. Wade, 5 NBA Finals appearances, and LeBron, 7 NBA Finals appearances, have done what they've done. Now, I don't hold Chris Paul accountable here. Here's why. Chris Paul is the quintessential prototypical point guard. You're a miniature dude, 6 feet, 6 feet 1. There's but so much you can do. Allen Iverson is the exception, of course. But he had help with Larry Brown and the team that he and Billy King put together to service Allen Iverson. Chris Paul doesn't necessarily have that. He is the quintessential point guard. He is a point guard. That means you need the pieces around you to orchestrate the way they do it. I think Chris Paul is sensational. And whenever I see the Clippers lose, I don't think it's because of him. But when I think about Melo, you're 6'8", 240, and could drop 30 in your sleep on anybody, including LeBron. I'm not blaming Melo for anything that has happened with the New York Knicks. I'm just saying the time has come. Honeymoon in New York is over. New York needs Melo to be the Melo we heard about and saw during the Olympics. Motivating and galvanizing teammates, hitting clutch shots, and more importantly, getting emotional when he reaped the benefits of a gold medal. He cared. And I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just saying that it was visible. Melo was not Melo. Melo was something else. And it was special to see because it meant that much to him. And that's what we need now. The New York Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. New York Knicks haven't been to the finals since 99. New York Knicks were really only relevant for 1 year this past decade when they went to the conference semifinals with Mike Woodson as their coach after they won 54 games and won the Atlantic Division crown. We need Melo to be great. We need Melo, if you're going to go down, to go down swinging. We need Melo to be basketball's version of Tommy Hitman Hearns. If you can't be Hagler and you can't be Sugar Ray Leonard, be Hearns. You walk into that ring, everybody knows you got knockout power, and we're going to have a fight on our hands. And if you fall, we accept it. But don't fall to DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Don't fall to Dwight Howard in Atlanta. Don't fall to Coley Olenek and Isaiah Thomas and Avery Bradley and those boys in Boston. Don't fall even to D-Wade with Butler and Rondo in Chicago when they don't have much of anything else. It is time. It is time. Melo is too great to be going home so early. To be home every April. Practically. He's too great. Time's up. Honeymoon's over. New Yorkers are starving. We know James Dolan ain't worth a damn in terms of managing the team. We know Phil Jackson has underachieved as a novice rookie executive. None of that is Melo's fault. But it is his burden. Even though he should not have been, not at the price of costing himself $65 million. He chose not to go anywhere else and stay in New York. He's told everybody he wants to win one for New York so badly. I got news for him. New York wants him to as well, just as if not more badly. It is time. It is time. I'm not saying you're going to win because we all know the Knicks ain't going to win no damn championship. I'm not smoking something here. I know better. And I don't know what the hell Derrick Rose is smoking. We got a chance to win 80, every game. Like y'all can go 82-0. I know he didn't mean it literally because you're going to lose some games. And he's just saying you walk into every game, you got a chance to win. But we don't need that stuff out of Derrick Rose's mouth either. Just make sure you're better than Jose Calderon. Do that first. And be healthy. Joakim Noah, be that energizer bunny that you are. Courtney Lee, make me get over the fact that Phil Jackson gave you $50 million instead of D Wade. I'll try. I'll try. Kristaps Porzingis, just do what you got to do. You had a good rookie season. Sure as you were not fraudulent or a fluke. These are the mandates being handed down to the New York Knicks. This is what is necessary. This is what is required. Jim Boeheim may be absolutely right. Melo ain't going to win the championship playing for the New York Knicks. I'm not going to hold that against him. What I will hold against him is if he goes down to dudes that ain't on his level. Losing to LeBron is one thing. Losing to anybody else is an entirely different matter. Unless, of course, Dwayne Wade looks 4 years younger again and goes ballistic in Chicago. I'll forgive that too. But that's what it will take. Nothing else should stand in the Knicks' way in the Eastern Conference. Not when we have Melo. You ain't got to win a championship to be seen as a championship caliber individual. That's what I'm hoping and praying for with Carmelo Anthony. Regardless of what Jim Boeheim says, I hope he delivers. I sincerely do. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. More of the Stephen A. Smith Show on Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, in a minute.